Level in the house. Let's check it out and see how they are. Welcome back to the Mick Golf Shop. Jim McCleary, Ohio's most awarded and certified club maker, club fitter. Today in the Mick Golf Shop, we've got New Level Golf. And as you've seen in a couple of reviews, I'll put them up over here, that brand new to the system, right? Brand new to the industry. And we met him in, well, I've known Eric for a long time. But what we did, we found out in January, he started a new company, New Level. And it's all about irons. Forged irons, CNC milled at the very end, and getting some really, really good reviews. So I did a fitting for a golfer that's out of Grayson, Kentucky, Bellefonte. And he's wanting to go lower. And we did some testing, and he basically blew it away with the New Level. So, as you saw me bring it in, this is the first time we've ever had a whole box of components. So let's see how it's going to turn out. Let's go through my checks and see how Eric did. Eric, here we go. And that was the build for the New Level Golf 610 irons. We came with the rifle shaft and the pure grips. Now, as I said before, the New Level product is brand new this year. It is a forged CNC milled product. There's currently three different models out there. This the 610. The 610. Now it's looking good that I've completed it. And it is the longest blade length of the clan. It's a little more forgiving, but it still has that blade look at a dress. Very nice thin top line, right? And we use something different that I haven't used in a long time in rifle shafts. The original rifle shafts, not the Project X, but the regular ones. They got that snap into the ball that Rupert was looking for, and it created this nice tight pattern. The best part was here is that I got the frequencies within one. So not bad for the build. The swing weights came in within one, and my links and in the lofts and lies just need slight tweaks in order to get them in there. So for an initial assessment right here, just from a build standpoint, very, very, very nice. Now, what we did is we finished it off with some Callaway Mac Daddy 4s, and we had a 50, 54, 58, and a couple in C grind, one in an S grind, and then I bent them so that they would have a 5-degree spacing between them, so when we go to hit it, we're going to do a little gapping and we should be there. So if you liked what you saw, you liked part of the build, you want to know more, like below. And if you want to see more, how about subscribing? And that way you'll get notified when we go to do these other builds or other repairs or fittings or reviews. And like always, let's see your scores go low. Alright, so you guys saw the build, and Rupert showed up to take him on possession, and since he's a low handicapper, we did a little testing. Because the lower handicaps, better players are more field player like, and so we have to hit them so we get the right feel. And the last tweaks, right, for lofts and lies, just to make sure that we're hitting everything the way that we want to. So we got it out there, and what I'll show you is at the end of all this, I'll show you some swings that he was taking, and I'll show you some results that came off of the flight scope, and we'll go from there. So what we'll talk with Rupert is, what'd you think of the fitting process when we went through it?
Well, that was my first professional fitting, and I really enjoyed it. Going through testing the different irons, and it was, and then looking at it on flight scope. What you feel is not necessarily what comes through on the computer, and it's good to have that feedback. Because I would have chosen probably something else, I think, as far as what felt good. But when you looked at what went the farthest and the straightest,
right?
It was really not even close.
Well, that's what we were talking about, right? Or we were at the very end of it. We had 2 clubs, and one had just a hair better feel, but when we saw how this thing landed, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, the dispersion was really the
right, because it was landing really, really teeny weeny. All right, so we built them. So what'd you think? How'd they work? How'd you like them?
They felt great. Of course, I haven't played with them yet, so I'm still, a little nervous. I want to get out there and play with them, but I'll get to play with them this weekend. I'll have to send you a text to let you know. I'm sure it's going to take me
That's what I want.
It's going to take a while to get used to hitting my 5-iron 20 yards farther,
yeah,
or 10 yards farther, whatever it is. It's going to be farther.
Well, what did you average just in kind of what we saw, what did you kind of average as a whole?
Before or after?
What after?
I guess my 6-iron was going around 200, 190,
right, 195. We'll go 195 and cut it.
Yeah, 190. I mean, I think that's probably
your miss will be 190. Your good shot will be in the high 190s. Yeah,
and if you really wanted to step on one, you could.
Right.
But yeah, the normal swing probably 190, whereas before my 6-iron, 170, 175.
Holy moly! Okay.
Maybe 180.
So
if I hit
a good number.
Yeah.
All right. So again, we got you into a forged / milled new level, the 610s, and they don't look bad, do they? I mean, that's a good looking club.
No, they look good sitting there, and they look good from the top. They feel good, and they're I wouldn't call them oversized, but they're from what I'm used to, growing up with playing.
Yeah, the blade length is a little bit longer, but and you're getting into the middle of the club face. And then the Mac Daddies turned out pretty good too. They're just right in line with the.
Love the way they look. Yeah.
Yep, and they ran right in with the loft sequence. I only had to bend a degree either way just so we had our gapping, and it looks like the gapping was pretty good because we saw what we needed to see. And then the funny part is that. It's a color thing, right? We have a red and a black, and we have a red and a black. So it almost looks like they're made to go together. All righty. Well, again, thanks for showing up.
All right, appreciate
Thanks for coming all the way from Kentucky, man. There's another one. So again, you guys want to go through the fitting process, and you narrow down your specs. And that's what the fitting's all about. You go through the fitting, get your specs, and then you play better golf. Then after you get the build, and that's the other half of it, you get it built to your specs, and then you have that expectation for better golf. And that's what we want to see. So again, thank you for watching, and let's see your scores go low.